So in this video, I'm gonna be telling you about one of the sexiest, erotic, panty dripping experiences I have ever witnessed in my life. Even just thinking about it and bringing myself back to that place, I'm like, I need some of that action, like right now. Please, someone, take me, anybody. Okay, so let me give you the backstory. I was in Prague. Now, if you're wondering what I was doing in Prague, I was there on a sex education trip with the Sexual Health Alliance, which is my school. And we did all things from regular touristy stuff to sex culture activities. Now, one of these activities was witnessing a live BDSM workshop. Now, in my experience, I've seen movies, I've seen a lot of that BDSM stuff. I've been to sex clubs before, so I've seen, a lot of the equipment. I've seen some people using them here and there. So I'm not totally new to this. I'd say I'm still pretty new. I've never really experienced it myself yet, but this was like a whole other level. This was actually the hottest freaking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like actually, whenever I think about it, I'm just like, I need someone. Like, I love my partner and everything, but like he's got to learn these skills, okay? And if you're a guy watching this video, I recommend that you also learn these skills that I'm about to share with you, okay? Again, panty dripping. On the day of this event, the organization actually rented the basement of this fetish club, which was really cool, and we played really fun sex kinky trivia. And then after that was time for the event. And I didn't really know what to expect. All I see is big, beefy guy come in. He's not wearing a shirt, he's wearing black pants, he's got tattoos. Not really my type. I'm not really into like very like muscular type of like jock men. And this beautiful woman was with him. And then they started playing the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack, like The Weeknd. I mean, if you know, you know, that's sexy ass music. And they're setting up the space. They're putting some pads on the ground with like a black sheet, and she's getting undressed. She keeps her bra and her underwear on. And they immediately just start the show. So it was a 15-20 minute demo of them, and it looked like a choreographed dance. It was the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life. Let me say, like, the purpose of this workshop was to show us how to conduct consensual, respectful, safe, sexy, erotic, like BDSM session where, you play with the power dynamics, you play with the pain, like the care and the pain, how to do it properly, Oh man, he did it properly. Let me tell you, okay, every woman in that room that was watching, including myself, was sitting there, legs open, like throbbing, mouth to the floor, drooling just coming out of my mouth. I was ready to surrender to that man and be like, you can do whatever you want to me. Just take me. Take me as you wish. So the demo was basically him dominating this woman and just handling her, The way he would move her around and manipulate her body to do what he wanted her to do. The difference is she was allowing him to do that to her. Like, she was showing no restraint at all. Clearly she trusted him, and she was just like, take me as you wish, okay? So he would like take her ponytail and turn her around and put her in certain positions on his lap, on all fours, lying down, on the tummy, on the back. And he had a few toys with him. He had a flogger, he had some handcuffs, he had a paddle, and he would use these to excite her. So he would take these toys, or even just use his fingers and like just basically like run them all over her body, doing these little like angel touches. And you could see the girl was responding, like she was shaking. Okay, it was so hot. And just like play with her and make her feel good. And when he would take a toy, a paddle or a flogger or something, he'd like gently like put it on her skin, and then maybe he'd like tap her a few times with it, maybe play with the intensity, but then he would stop and he would hold her and care for her. Like, you just felt the energy, the intimacy, the connection they had was so thick and sexy. Like, oh, me just describing it right now is not doing it justice, but it was the hottest thing I've ever seen. And all I was thinking about how, like, my partner, Gab, like, he's got to learn this, If you're a guy and you're watching this video, you need to learn these things, because being handled like that from a man is like, I just want to drool right now. It's so hot. And not everyone is born with these skills. Okay, so don't feel bad if you ain't got those skills. Like, my partner doesn't have those skills, but they can very easily be learned. He's very dominating in other ways, but in this like slow, sensual way, oh my God. And again, don't feel bad if you don't have these skills. These are teachable. They are learnable, especially if you have a partner that you can practice this on. That is an incredible gift. And this guy, okay, now we're talking about this guy. I think his name is Dote, or maybe that's his business name. Dote Erota, I think that's his business name. Dude used to work in IT, all right, but clearly had a second calling. changed his career, and then became, and this is my title for him, I'm not actually sure what his official title is, but a Tantric Masseur Dominatrix. That's what I call him. Because he threw out a bunch of fancy words and I was like, okay, what is your exact title? It's like a bunch of those things put together. And essentially what he does is he creates safe, intimate spaces for women. So a woman will call him and book a session, and it's not just an hour session, it's like a 2 to 3 hour session. So the guy says he only does one a day because it takes so much out of him, and he never refuses a client, ever. And he basically, you know, tries to give her what it is that she needs. So, you know, a lot of women come to him to release trauma, to surrender, to be taken care of, to give up control, to have someone control them, to work on their intimacy, to work on feeling more connected to their body, to be able to learn how to let go with this person so they can let go with other people, to trust themselves, to trust the process, to feel more sexual. Like, there's so many different reasons why somebody might want this kind of service. I mean, personally, for me, it's just to feel freaking good, okay? To feel desired. I mean, I am desired by my partner, but this was like another level. I mean, I love you. He's not here. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's just like a level that I can't even fathom. And he talked a lot about trust. So when you're doing something like this with someone, it's all about, you know, the trust and the communication and being able to let go. And he made a really important point of saying he couldn't do all those things he was doing if he didn't have permission from the girl. And what I thought was really cool what he said something like, you can do whatever you want if she wants it. She's really the one running the show. Like, she's allowing him to do what he wants to her. So when you think about it, it's interesting when he's like the dominatrix, you think of someone as like, I'm dominating you and I'm telling you what to do. But at the end of the day, like, she's really dictating to him what he can do to her, which I find is really interesting when you think about it from that perspective. And the other thing is that a lot of people, I mean, I'm not saying you, I'm not saying me, but other people think when it comes to BDSM and kink and fetish play and all that, that it's painful, that you're meant to like endure pain, and it's sadism and masochism, and you're controlling someone and the other person has no say in what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. But that's not the case. Like, what I witnessed in that room was, again, one of the most erotic, panty dripping, friggin' hot experiences I've ever seen, but also one of the most pure, beautiful, intimate, passionate, raw, sensual experiences I have ever seen. You already know at the end of that, I was there, hand raised, and my question was, are you free tomorrow? Because I'm leaving to catch a plane the day after, and I really want to book you for a session. Like, that's it. But somebody actually beat me to the punch, and funny enough, he was booked for 6 months in advance. So y'all know I either got to get to Prague, or I need to pay for my partner, for Gab, to take some courses online with this guy, some Zoom classes, and learn all that he needs to learn so he can handle me like that. All right. During the Q&A period as well, we didn't ask him if he actually has sex with his clients. So I'm not sure of that information. However, I can say with confidence that I don't even need to have sex with this guy. I don't have to have penetrative sex. I don't need to see his, his thing. I just want him to do exactly what he did on that woman to me. That's it. I want him to touch me. I want him to make me feel desired, to feel good. I want to give up control. I want to trust him. I want him to move me around like that. I want him to touch me softly, firmly, whatever. I don't need to have sex with him. I don't mind spending 2-3 hours of him just doing that to me. Like, wow. He also does workshops. So he works with couples to get to a space like that. So a lot of it, again, is working on trust and communication. He said oftentimes women in a relationship don't allow their partner to have control. So that can affect male confidence, which I thought was interesting. And so he helps the couples sort of let go of that, or at least the female in the relationship to let go of that. So the man can assume some dominance and get more confident and assume more authority over her in the bedroom in a consensual way, of course, and work on his confidence. And he also talked about the intention behind the things that you do in those settings. So always make sure you have an intention in some way, or of like what it is that you're doing. How do you want it to feel for you, for her? What do you plan on doing next with that? Do you want it to feel good? Do you want it to feel bad? Well, you never really want it to feel bad, but like, what is the intention? Are you just like slapping for the sake of fucking slapping? Like, oh yeah. Or is there some like intention and meaning behind it? Is there some meat behind that slap that you're giving her, you know? What do you want her to feel? And also the care that you provide afterwards. So one of the most beautiful things that I saw in those sessions was when he would do some impact play on her, and then he would hold her. Like whatever area that he was tapping away at, he would, you know, get rid of the paddle, and then he would just like place his hand firmly on that spot and kind of like hug her and pet her and show her that he's there for her and that he cares for her. Like, God, it was so freaking hot. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. And he also talked about certain ways that you're doing things. When you are going to engage in this kind of play, make sure you do it safely for you and for her. For example, when it comes to hair pulling, right? You know, you see in porn, like someone like pulling the hair, doing it doggy style and stuff like that. And you're just like, oh, I'm gonna pull this girl's hair that I'm with right now. But there's a way to do it right so that it's not painful for her. So he made a point to show us, like when he was pulling her hair, like he wasn't pulling it like this from like the end, because that like friggin' hurts and that, you know, jerks her neck back, FYI friends, and it can really be painful. So what you want to do is, you know, grab the hair from closer to the head so you have more of a pull, more of a grab, and it feels better for her. It feels less painful. Little things like that. It was just amazing. It was just amazing. All right. So my dudes, okay. The guy has a website. First of all, he's not paying me to promote this video or anything like that, but that experience marked me so much. And in that moment, I was like, I want to get more involved with this. Like, I want to explore this a little bit more. I want to be touched like that. I want to learn more about it because it was just so nice. It was so nice. FYI friends, if you are interested in hearing a little bit more behind the scenes about this specific experience, I did post a video on my Patreon that is more my live reaction in real time in Prague about what happened. And I do include a few little video snippets of what went on. It's nothing crazy because we weren't allowed to film too much, but I can't post that stuff on YouTube. So if you want to check it out, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description below and checking out my Patreon. And just remember, if you do join the Patreon, first of all, I'm forever grateful, but second of all, you are contributing to my motivation to keep learning and keep sharing my experiences and my education with you all. So yeah, if you want to get a little bit more action, then definitely check that out. So if you're interested in learning more about this topic, please let me know by dropping it in the comments below, because I would love to learn more about it and provide you guys with some of my experiences and some of my education navigating that BDSM kinky space. This is sort of my raw first experience witnessing this kind of live workshop. And honestly, if you have a chance to experience something like that in your life, I highly recommend that you do so. If you live in an urban area, in a city, there's probably some sex club, dungeon club, workshop space where they do provide live demonstrations of what these kind of dynamics look like for educational purposes. So definitely give it a Google and check it out and inform yourself, get some education, you know, because all I can say, if you can learn, and I'm speaking to my men here, if you can learn to handle a woman that way, I think you're gonna level up in life. All right, significantly, because again, I'll say it, I was ready to surrender to that man and have him do whatever he wanted to me. Sorry, Gab. Sorry, boyfriend. But yes. So anyways, friends, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, last thing I wanted to say is that if you are interested in experiencing these sexual educational trips with the Sexual Health Alliance, you don't need to be a member of the program to actually do so. You can participate as a non-Sexual Health Alliance student. There were a few people on our trip like that, so I'm gonna link those in the description below as well if you wanna see what other trips they're doing in the world, because honestly, they are so much fun. So that's it, friends. Je vous aime.